The purpose of this video lesson is to help you understand the process by which you will complete course projects and send them on to me. So let's start with the schedule page. We've already talked about in previous videos how you use the text material here to create postings for the course discussion board in Blackboard. Now what we're talking about is how the exercises and projects will fit into the class. There are two general characters or classifications of exercises: consumer GIS exercises, which use uh, readily and freely available resources from the web to use maps for marketing purposes, and then more formal business GIS exercises, which use the ArcMap software that comes with your GIS tutorial and marketing book. For the consumer GIS exercises, the first one's on the list. We've already talked about how you go over those and create answers to the questions on the discussion board, but let's focus a little bit more on the exercises themselves now. As you see, for each of these basic technologies, and there are several including Google Maps, Picasa, Google Earth, and ArcGIS Explorer, there are a series of tasks that you undertake to get to learn that technology and know that technology a little bit better. And in doing so, you create your own resources in each of those technologies. So in this particular case, we're working with Google Maps to try and create a map of our own independent map that you send me a copy of at the end of the exercise. Uh, each assignment comes with a description of the steps that you need to complete to use that particular tool, as well as a video that gives you an overview and a guideline as you move through that process. Now, these videos are all embedded in YouTube, so that if you wish, you can see them in a larger version, but by clicking play here, you can simply follow along with the procedures as you do that. So for this particular component of the course, all you're doing is completing those exercises, either sending them to me or posting them in a way that I can see them so that I can document that you've done that, and then answering the questions on the discussion board, which have to do with how you would use these resources in marketing for particular organizations in particular situations. Once we've completed those, we're going to move on to the more elaborate and to the more heavily graded portions of the course. These are the business GIS projects in the GIS tutorial for marketing book. And it will go through those in order. And you can see over on the right hand side here, we have some introductory exercises to get you used to the procedures of working with that text and working with the software. And then there are a series of projects that you complete for graded purposes. So that everyone does the chapter 3 tutorial and completes the summary report for 25 points. Then in teams, and not probably your full team, but with partners, individual partners, so you probably will be working in groups of 2 or 3 by the time you start to work on these chapters. You'll complete a research project tutorial together, and then we will have one final business GIS research project at the end of the term on either site selection or sales territory design and routing to complete the responsibilities for the course. And here's the way those work. We're going to start with Chapter 3 on outdoor living and the report project format and style that you'll be using to do this. Now, in this particular one, all you'll have to do is complete the summary. So let's go through the process of doing that. These are chapters from the textbook. I don't have the textbook in front of me, but I do have electronic versions of each of those chapters. And so here's the way we start. Each chapter is related to a different marketing class or area of marketing, and market segmentation is a topic that very commonly is covered in all principles classes. So that's the focus of this topic, on how to use targeted segments to reach them with a promotional strategy that is targeted to specific groups of customers. So let's look a little bit at the background and the structure of each chapter. There's a description of the situation of the company that you're working with. Everyone has a different company and situation. You're provided some background information on not only the business GIS tools that are appropriate here, but also the marketing content. That is, what marketing tasks are inherent in the project that we're doing for this particular company. Then we have a data dictionary that will help you understand the data set that we're using. And we begin then with a series of specific tasks. Every chapter is composed of 5 tasks, and by completing each task, you in turn then complete the overall project, and also, as we'll see in a moment, the summary report that goes along with that. So, all of us are going to be doing this chapter, chapter 3. So we go through the process of step by step, loading the software, performing tasks in turn, and as you move through the book, you'll see that you have a variety of screenshots to help you determine that you're on track and in the right place. You develop a series of maps at different levels of geography, and then at the end of this process, you complete task 1. And there are some questions associated with task 1. So you use the maps that you've created to help you answer those questions, and in some cases you will actually use the mapping software to create exhibits, JPEG files and that sort of thing, to add to your summaries. Once you've answered the questions for task 1, you load a second Word document, which is the reporting template. So here is the reporting template for the outdoor living case in chapter 3. And I come down to the first question: analyze the demographic characteristics of Florida's counties. What do you observe about the geographic distribution of those various demographic variables? And as you can see, that is exactly the same question that I have here, having completed all the mapping tasks or exercises in task 1. So now I use those resources to answer the question, and I simply do it right here in the text. And now I've completed task 1. I go back to the assignment, complete task 2. I go back to the assignment, complete task 3. And as you'll see at the end, there are some supporting maps that I add to that, and my report is complete. And for the first chapter, chapter 3, that is the summary that you then submit to me as your grade for that project. And that then is the first report assignment that you have. That is the 25-point individual Business GIS summary report on tutorial chapter 3.